You have $100. Not a windfall, not a bonus, not an inheritance from someone who finally remembered you existed. Just $100. Money you earned. Money you could spend right now on anything. But you don't spend it. You open an app instead. It's a Monday. Your direct deposit just cleared. Your rent is paid. Your fridge is full. And for the first time in your life, you decide to do something different with what's left over. You type in $100, you hit confirm, the screen blinks. A little green check mark appears. Nothing feels different, nothing looks different. But something, somewhere deep in the math of your future, just shifted. This is what the next 10 years of your life actually look like, level by level, dollar by dollar, year by year. Most people quit before level 4. Let's find out if you do. Level 1, the first deposit. Month 1, $100 invested. You're looking at a number on a screen. It says $100.00. That's it. That's the whole portfolio. $100 sitting inside a brokerage account you made an account with 20 minutes ago. You bought into an index fund, a fund that tracks the S&P 500, the 500 largest companies in the United States: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Johnson & Johnson. You own a fraction of all of them, a tiny, almost laughable fraction, but you own it. Here's what most people don't realize on day 1. That index fund has returned an average of approximately 10% per year over the last 5 decades. Not every year, not guaranteed, but on average, across crashes and booms and recessions and recoveries, 10%. The expense ratio on a fund like this is sometimes as low as 0.03%. That means for every $10,000 you eventually have, the fund charges you $3 a year to manage it. $3. You don't know any of that yet. You just know you pressed a button and $100 disappeared from your checking account. The next morning, you check the app. Your $100 is now worth $98.80. The market dropped 1.2% overnight. You feel something cold in your stomach. The market doesn't care that you just started. It never will. Level 3, the first real test. Year 2, total invested, $2,400. The market drops. Not a blip, not a bad Tuesday, a real, sustained, headline-consuming drop. Your portfolio, which finally climbed past $2,500, falls to $2,100 in 3 weeks. That's $400 gone. 4 months of contributions, erased on paper. The financial news is not helping. The word recession is everywhere. Analysts are on television disagreeing with each other loudly. Your coworker, the one who started investing the same month as you, tells you at lunch that he pulled everything out. "I'll buy back in when it stabilizes," he says. He sounds rational. He sounds careful. He sounds like someone making a smart, measured decision. You don't say anything. Here's the thing no one tells you in the moment. Market corrections of 10 to 20% happen, on average, every 1 to 2 years. A full bear market, a drop of 20% or more, has occurred historically every 3.6 years. Every single one of them felt like the end when it was happening. Every single one of them ended. You have 2 options: sell and feel safe and lock in the loss, or do nothing, feel sick, and trust a historical pattern you've never personally witnessed. You've been doing this for 14 months. You have no track record of your own. You have nothing but math that happened before you were born. Your finger hovers over the sell button. The market just handed you an exam you didn't study for. Your answer determines everything. Level 4, the quiet recovery. Year 3, total invested, $3,600. Portfolio, $4,100. You didn't sell. You didn't do anything. That was the whole decision. You just didn't do the thing your fear was telling you to do. And then, slowly, without ceremony or announcement, the market recovered. There was no alert, no confetti, no moment where someone told you it was safe to look again. You just opened the app one Tuesday randomly, not even checking for a reason, and the number said $4,043. You've never seen $4,000 in an investment account with your name on it. You stare at it for a while. The S&P 500 has recovered from every single correction and bear market in its recorded history. Every one, including the 2020 COVID crash, a 34% collapse that happened in 33 days, the fastest bear market ever recorded. Investors who held through it saw the market recover to new highs within approximately 6 months. Your coworker is still waiting to buy back in. He keeps saying the timing isn't right. He's watching charts, he's reading newsletters, he's waiting for a sign that never arrives in the form he expects. You say nothing. You don't lecture him, you don't send him articles, you don't feel superior. You just keep going. Patience doesn't announce itself. It just shows up in your account balance. Level 5. The Temptation Years. Years 4 and 5. Total invested, around $6,000. Portfolio, around $7,800. Life gets expensive. It always does. Your car starts making a sound that mechanics look at with an expression that costs money just to witness. Your rent goes up. A friend, a convincing, enthusiastic, genuinely excited friend, tells you about a crypto opportunity that is, quote, mathematically impossible to lose on. Your portfolio is sitting at $7,800. $7,800. Just sitting there. You can see it. You can access it. A few taps, and it's in your checking account in 3 to 5 business days. This is what behavioral economists call present bias, the documented, studied, academically confirmed tendency for human beings to overvalue what they have right now compared to what they could have later. It's not stupidity. It's not weakness. It's how your brain was built. Instant reward versus delayed reward. Your nervous system is wired to want the instant one. The average American carries credit card debt at somewhere between 20 and 24% interest. Car loans run 6 to 8%. The math says that $7,800 could solve real problems today, but real problems have a way of refilling themselves. You think about the person who will exist in 5 years, who has been investing for 10 years straight, who you will become if you don't touch this. The problem is, that person doesn't exist yet. They're a stranger. And right now, you're being asked to sacrifice for a stranger. The hardest person to invest for is the stranger you'll become in 10 years. Level 6. The acceleration begins. Years 6 and 7. Total invested, around $8,400. Portfolio, around $12,000 to $13,500. Something changes. You check your account, not anxiously, just routinely, and you look at the numbers from last year. You contributed $1,200 in 12 months, $100 a month, same as always. The market returned $1,100 on your existing balance. Read that again. Your money made almost as much as you contributed, without you doing anything, without a second job, without a side hustle, without a pitch deck or a business plan or a single extra hour of work. The machine is starting to feed itself. This is what the Rule of 72 looks like in practice, a financial principle that says divide 72 by your annual rate of return and you get the approximate number of years it takes for your money to double. At 10% annual returns, your money doubles roughly every 7.2 years. You've been in the game for 7 years. The math is starting to feel different, and so you do something you've never done before. You change the automatic transfer, not to zero, not to pause it. You change it to $150 a month. It's a small number, but it's the first time in 7 years that you've escalated voluntarily, not because someone told you to, not because a YouTube video guilted you into it, because you finally feel the momentum. Somewhere around year 7, the machine starts feeding itself. Level 7. The identity shift. Year 8. Total invested, $9,600. Portfolio, $17,000 to $19,000. You are not the same person. You don't announce it. You don't post about it. You don't have a moment where you sit down and realize it happened. You just notice it in the small decisions. You're at a restaurant, and you do the math without thinking about it. Not because you can't afford the meal, because you understand now, viscerally, what that $60 looks like invested over 20 years. You negotiate your phone bill, not out of desperation, out of principle. You sit in meetings at work and watch people complain about their salaries, and you think about the part of your income that's compounding silently in the background, and you stay quiet. Morgan Housel, author of The Psychology of Money, one of the most widely read finance books of the last decade, writes about exactly this. The moment investors stop identifying as people who save money and start identifying as investors, it changes how you make decisions, not dramatically, not overnight, but permanently. People around you notice something is different about how you talk about money, or more accurately, how you don't talk about it. Some of them ask you questions. You try to explain it once or twice. It doesn't land the way you want it to. You realize some things can't be explained. They have to be experienced, level by level, year by year, in real time, with real discomfort. You stop trying to explain. You just keep going. You didn't just change your portfolio. You changed the way you think. Level 8, the final stretch. Years 9 and 10. Total invested, $12,000. Portfolio, $20,484. Year 10 arrives the same way Year 1 did. It's a Monday. No fireworks, no milestone notification from the app, no moment where the universe acknowledges that you have done something almost no one in your income bracket actually does. You open the account. The balance reads $20,484. You sit with that number. You contributed $12,000 of your own money over 10 years. $100 a month, rain or drop or crash or correction or temptation or life getting expensive and loud and demanding. The market contributed $8,484. $8,484 generated not by your labor, but by time and consistency and the single decision to not quit. You think about level 1, the $100, the green checkmark, the cold feeling in your stomach when the balance dropped to $98.80 the next morning. You think about the coworker who sold at the bottom. You think about the Monday when you almost cashed out to fix a car. You think about the stranger you were investing for, the one that didn't exist yet. You're him now. The number isn't the point. The behavior is the point. $20,000 is not retirement. It's not freedom. It's not the end of anything. It's proof of concept. It's 10 years of evidence that you can do this. $20,000 isn't the destination. It's proof you can do it for another 10 years. You close the app. You open it again, not to check the balance, to change the contribution amount. $150 becomes $200. It's still just a Monday. Your phone buzzes with something unrelated. Life continues at its usual speed, indifferent to what you just did. Somewhere across the city, someone just got paid. They're looking at what's left over after rent, after food, after the noise of being alive. They open an app they downloaded last week. They type in $100. They hit confirm. The screen blinks. A green checkmark appears. Nothing feels different, but something just shifted.